Okie dokie, what's up everybody, it's Q back here again, and I'm bringing you some StarCraft Heart of the Swarm. This is the first video we're going to actually be posting of StarCraft Heart of the Swarm, I believe. So, yeah, I hope you guys enjoy. This is going to be a casting of a game from a red Zerg, a Zap Eratum, and a blue Terran, a NoName Street. Overall, two very good players. This isn't a Grandmaster League, but I have watched some of their casts before. Each of their games before, because I found it on a replay website. And NoName Street is a very good Terran. He's very good at fending off. I think that's it. Zerg harass, which is a very good thing to be able to do. Okay, spawning at the bottom left, we have a red Zerg Zap Eratum, and at the top right we have a blue Terran NoName. Okay, so let's go to the production tab here. We have one SCV and one drone being produced from each side. Basically all these are going to be standard settings. This is not a Grandmaster League, so don't expect anything too special. It's just going to be kind of a simple gold mid experienced game. So I wouldn't expect anything too much. We're going to see an Overlord scouting over here across the map, but by the time it gets there I should expect NoName to have a barracks to fend that off with a Marine. Now we do have a Overlord going down and a drone just to make sure that he does not get supply blocked, and on this side we have his supply depot going down at the 1:15-minute mark, which is a good standard. If we look at the unit tab, we do see 10 and 10, but we also realize that he's going to lose a lot of these drones considering he has to use them for buildings. So the Terran will be ahead in economy for a little while. As long as the Zerg can do a quick expansion, we should be fine on his part. We do see a drone scouting out over here to go see what he has, and an SCV doing the same thing. Like I said, the barracks going down, but that Overlord is pretty close, so he's probably going to get inside the base and see a couple things that are going on. But usually this early in the game, it doesn't really matter just because everybody knows what Terran does, and if you don't, then you're stupid. Anyway, spawning pool being thrown down for Zap. He also does have his first extractor. Going to be going for some early tech, if I'm not mistaken. That's a good sign of that. But getting it done before the spawning pool is a little bit strange. We see the drone inside the base over here, and we do see the Overlord getting pretty close to scouting the inside of the base. The barracks is about 3/4 way done. The SCV is not working on it because it did get killed by that drone. Let's look how many kills that drone has. No, it did not. It got taken off the line. He probably took the SCV off to attack that drone, and he just replaced it. So now that that's done, we are going to see a Marine being built right off the bat. Yes, to try to fend off anything trying to break his wall. Supply blocks, nothing too close yet. The Terran is getting really close because he had to delay the supply depot down here, but that's about to be finished, and it's not going to be that big of a deal. Spawning pool done. We do have metabolic boost being built. We'll researched SCV inside the base, scouting around in here. Overlord is being killed. He's probably going to run this outside the base to try and kill that the best he can, which he is doing right about now. So, do not see an expansion at the 4-minute mark for early tech with that extractor. I don't exactly know what his plan is, but he's just now getting his queen, which is also fairly delayed considering that he did have that spawning pool for a little while now. Baneling nest, so we're going to see the Zerg trying to bust through this wall with some Banelings and do his best to attack early and harass, especially since Banelings are so good against Marines. First refinery being thrown down by the Terran player, and we do see some Zerglings traveling the map to go and harass the Terran. We have one Marine, I believe, made from the Terran, and that's about it. So he does not have any two Marines now, so he does not have many forces to protect the wall, but that's what walls are made for, to make it so that you can put them in a choke point and protect it easier. But if these Banelings are going to be made, then we're going to have a bigger problem for the Terran than I think he realizes. Banelings aren't used that much anymore in games nowadays, but it's not truly something that is overpowered, but it can be if you don't know how to use it. Well, if you know how to use it. We have 3 extractor, we have 1 extractor, still no expansion. That's rather strange coming from the Zerg. Most likely this is going to be an all Baneling all-in, which is not very proven, but I've never seen it done before actually. In Grandmaster or anything like that. Those are usually the only games I watch replays of besides the games that I play. but we do see quite a bit of Zerglings being built up here on his base, and these are how many? We have 6 banelings, which are going to bust through that wall no problem whatsoever. He's going to go ahead and scout up and see what's going on over there. Does not lose his Zergling, that's always a good thing. 6 health left. So he's going to be running up the wall, and he busts through the wall with 1 baneling to spare, and the Zerglings run in, and they're just going to completely annihilate everything. This does not look good for the Terran player, but he could definitely come back from this as long as he tries to build that wall back up, which he is doing extremely quickly, and use those SCVs to attack them. You might as well, because if you don't, then you're going to lose. He has 3 Marines back again, and he's going to be able to kill off most of these Zerglings without a doubt. The Zerglings are trying to micro and escape, but it's not going to happen because they are walled in once again. They'd probably do more damage just attacking the SCVs, but they're trying to stay away from the Marines, which it's not a bad idea. We do have idling SCVs right here. They're going straight back to the line. Good job on the Terran's part on holding that off. We do have more Zerglings crossing the map at the moment, which is a good thing for the Zerg because he's going to keep up the harass and he's not going to have to worry about it. But he does not know that the wall's been rebuilt, and he runs directly down because that bunker is filled with 2 Marines. We do see another, well, factory going down, the first factory, and we have 2 barracks down at the moment with no tech. We have 6 Marines back here, which need to move closer to the wall to help defend it easier. Sorry, I do stretch my back. Which do need to move closer to the wall, and we have an expansion being built, but he's not going to be able to put down considering that there is a bunch of shit right outside his base. So, we have another bunker going down to help defend the wall now that he knows he's going to be seeing a lot of early harass. Most likely going to be loaded up with Marines as soon as he notices that it's done, which is now. We do have the mule bringing this. I don't know why he's doing that, but yeah, we do have the first expansion done, which is good. It's already an orbital command, so it can call down mules and whatnot to help him with the economy, but he's most likely is not going to need that. He needs more gas than anything. I don't know what exactly he's building that's so gas heavy. Might be because he doesn't have any SCVs on the gas. That'll definitely do it. But we do see another expansion going down, trying to keep up with his tech, which he does not have any of again, so that's kind of weird. Trying to keep up with his tech, so as you can see, I don't know if he can see him outside his base here. No, he cannot. He's right outside of vision. Right here, and he's morphing in a lot of banelings. So unless he can do something about that, then it's going to be a very strange problem. What is he going to be making siege tanks with this factory? I don't think he can do that. Oh, we do see a widow mine, which will definitely tear up those banelings. That is a good call on the Terran's part to put that out there so that he can defend his base, especially considering they do not have tech yet, so they cannot get detection from their overlords. Unit count, we have 23 workers and 13 workers, which is a big difference. 4 mules also, which always helps. 14 Marines, 30 Zerglings, 15 banelings, which is a large difference in 1 widow mine. So we'll see exactly what this widow mine will help out with. Now these banelings, if they blow up, they do blow each other up as well. So that is going to be a problem. And the widow mine does have a cooldown, so as long as he does not go until that cooldown is done, the Terran should be okay. I don't know if we're going to be seeing any more warp-ins by the... We do see the banelings going up. Widow mine's recharged, and the banelings are gone. The banelings are absolutely gone. They don't even bust through the wall. The Zerg is not going to have a chance to bust through that wall again unless he makes some more banelings, which I don't think the Terran will allow him to do. Now the Terran has the upper hand because he does not have all these banelings sitting right outside his base, which can always be made again. Let's not be mistaken here. But it'll definitely help for the moment coming. He could have busted through the wall and finished that game right now if the Terran did not have that widow mine. We do see another expansion up here at the top, and one expansion about to be landed right here so he can get his maximum supplies. Is that as close as he can land that? I don't know. But we do have a wall-in being built right here for his expansion so that he doesn't have to worry about Zerglings running in and being little douchebags. We see mules dropping everywhere. Terran's economy is way up a little considered to the Zergs. We have 15 drones and 27 SCVs, which is a large difference, and we do see the first expansion being thrown down for the Zerg. Okay, so layer tech is being created, 1 more extractor to help and pay for that layer tech, considering he has had 1 extractor with 1 worker on it for the longest. They're both very crippled when it comes to gas, so eventually they're going to need to work on that to make it a little bit better for themselves. SCVs being healed outside the base. they are very close to these Zerglings, I would get them back inside and close that wall as soon as possible to keep those Zerglings out. More energy being recharged on these orbital commands. They could definitely drop a few more mules if they wanted to. We do see another medevac running around the edge of the map, going to try and do a lot of harass right here in this area on the Zerg. First expansion is done for the Zerg, and these Zerglings are still just chillaxing here, doing their own little thing. So we have more drones being created. At this point, we have units. At this point, we have 23 and 29. So the Zerg that's 26 and 29. So the Zerg is quickly catching up, but the Terran is still way ahead when it comes to expansions, considering he has one sitting in his base right now for as soon as he wants to use it. Now, Zergling's going back to the base to try and defend if anything attacks. I'm sure he's a little bit wary about what the Terran's doing at this point, considering that he is way behind on tech. That all-in did not work out for the Zerg, as I'm sure the Zerg planned on it doing, considering it is a very, very good push initially, but the Terran just held it because he's a very skilled Terran. So, one medevac here filled with 1 Marauder and 6 Marines could do a lot of damage to the mineral line if it is not expected. Do we see anything else being thrown down for the Zerg to try to counter something like this? We have 4 Overlords being made, which is probably unnecessary considering that he is not supply blocked, but most likely he just wants to get out of the way. Now, we did see a drop, and the medevac picks it right up before the Zerglings can get there. Most likely going to try to run it to his expansion or run it around. He's going to hyper boost, or I'm pretty sure that's what it's called, afterburn away from that Zerg and go to his expansion, if I can guess properly. Now, we do see another army being built up at the Terran base to try and counter anything else that he would have coming in after him. We have 2 siege tanks, about 3 Marauders, and a buttload of Marines. Medevacs would be nice to see just to kind of make everything a little bit tankier and less squishy along the way. He is going to do a wide roundabout and go straight back to that Zerg's butthole and just completely blow him up from the ass out. We do see this orbital command moving at this point in time. We do see Aspire and we do see Mutus. Do we see Mutus? Production? No, we have nothing being produced by the Zerg at the moment. But we should, at this point, considering the Eject Larva just came out. He's not missing his Eject Larvas, which is a very good thing. 5 units are being built at the moment. 6. So that is always a very helpful thing to see. We see Marines and Marauders being dropped into the Terran's expansion, and they're going to be picked right back up before those Zerglings can get to them. They almost killed the Queen, but the Queen was able to run away soon enough, and they are staying away from these Zerg. Did not lose a Marine in that. I don't know if Marines get healed in the medevac, which I would assume would be overpowered. But we do see some Mutalisk, and the Terran is trying to get away. Does not have the afterburners unlocked yet. Will most likely use it once he gets it. But yeah, the Mutas are going to run back to the base because they could not find that medevac, expecting him to run the edge on the map, which was not the case. Now we do see the Terran throwing down his expansion with a few mules to try to load it up and get him some more minerals, which he really doesn't need. Most likely, if I was him, I would throw down a few more production facilities to keep up with that awesome income he has coming in. A fairly large army for the Terran player compared to the Zerg player. 5 Marauders, 25 Marines, 6 Siege Tanks, 1 Hellion, and 3 Medevacs compared to 22 Zerglings and 10 Mutalisks. I'm pretty sure it's in the favor of the Terran at this point, considering that he was ready for a long game and the Zerg was not. We should be coming close to the war point of this game. Usually when you see bases being attacked this much, it's going to eventually turn into an all-out micro war, which is going to be very, very impressive. He does try to get behind him, so in case he tries to go for another base, he cannot run away properly. Now, the Zerg does smartly run away, but is not watching his units. I'm not sure that I'm sure he's not watching his units, because these Marines are getting desperately close, and he's not watching them, and they're getting completely annihilated, taking out majority of those Mutalisks, taking out 4 out of the 6. Not majority, the minority, but still. Majority of those Mutalisks are gone. And that's not a very good thing for the Zerg, considering that was his entire army with those Mutalisks. Now, I'm sure the Terran will be more than likely to attack the Zerg player at this point in time, considering he does have the advantage. And that's what any smart StarCraft player would do. Now, we do see 6 Mutas still, and 22 Zerglings, which is not a very big army compared to the unit composition that's here, which will most likely tear them all up as long as the siege tanks siege and you can pull them back into their range, which is that, then they will be destroyed. Now the Marines are going to pick up the mutas. I don't know if he has concussive shells or not for these guys. He does have concussive shells, and it will slow down those Zerglings. Now these siege tanks are just relaxing back here. All 4 of them, they should be pulled up and help attack the buildings. But most likely he's just going to try to kill all of his bases and supply while he can get in quick. The siege tanks will help out in the end. Yeah, I don't think there's any coming back from that Zerg player as long as he doesn't let him up into his base. But he does not have any... He has money, but he does not have any... I just don't see him coming back from this. He's not producing any units, and he could have probably defended this push, but he's not set up for the long run after losing that expansion. He's trying to evolve Burrow, but the Terran has Scan, and most likely it just was not a game that was going to run towards the Zerg's favor in the end, considering he was not ready for a long game. Lots and lots of Banelings, lots and lots of Banelings. He did move up the siege tanks out, and the Banelings are gone. Oh, that was crazy. No, I'm just kidding. It wasn't that crazy. But the Banelings were fended off. Most likely he could just let them feed in 1 Marine or 2 like he just did and kill off the Banelings. I'm sure the Zerg at this point knows that this is not going to go in his favor. And it was a good game. It was a good game by the Zerg and a good game by the Terran. The Terran did a great job of just watching and countering everything that he thought was necessary, and it ended up going in his favor. So good job, Terran. Good job, Zerg. Good game, guys. Thanks for watching. Remember to rate, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. Tell your friends about us if you think we're awesome, because I think you're awesome. And yeah, see you guys next time.